Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Finally, it's the weekend. I've done overnight every single night this week, and I am absolutely spent. But here's another night beer review for you. So this time it's a Japanese craft beer, West Coast Brewing, and it's their VENTI Drip Coffee Stout. So I've had quite a few West Coast Brewing beers over the last probably 2 years. They're quite good. This will just be a pretty basic stout, like it's only 6%, but let's hope it's got some punchy coffee flavour to it. And obviously my first beer for the night. So yeah, I've been doing pretty much like 12-hour shifts every day, and yeah, it's like I don't mind doing it occasionally, but not every single night. It drives you nuts. So yeah, it's like it's already Saturday morning now, and I've got to go back to work like 4 a.m. Monday, so I feel like the weekend's like going to be real short. Anyway, enough complaining. Let's hope it's a good paycheck and it's worth it. I've got my Carwin Cellars glass. Carwin are one of my favourite bars, and they've done some West Coast Brewing beers, so I thought fairly appropriate. Let's get into it. And cheers to Joey and Paul. Good to see you. You'd be able to tell by my eyes that I'm extremely tired. And I'm considering going to the city tomorrow too, just because it's the last weekend of the event, the beer event that's going on. I probably should be staying home, but cheers, Truby. Brummy with Luke, John, and Brad. No, yeah. Say good day to them for me. Hopefully, you have a good time. Happy 420 in Germany, apparently. Cheers, guys. Okay, so actually looks pretty good for a light stout. It's got a little bit of body to it. So I would say like medium body, about a half to one finger head. The head's pretty much just went. It's not quite black. It's got like a sort of a dark tan, chocolatey sort of colour to it. And light carbonation. The glass is a little dirty, so it's sticking to the bottom. Let's go with. Cheers, Brad. Good to see you, mate. What are you drinking? And is there a reason for the catch up, or is it just like a planned thing between a few of you? Oh, smells like cold drip coffee. Yeah, the coffee note's really, really nice. It's like a sort of a touch of sweetness. I feel from like some chocolate and some caramel, but then you're getting like it's almost like a berry note from the coffee, and it's got some bitterness. I dare say you're getting some coffee from the malt as well. But yeah, it smells really nice. It's almost got like a milky edge to it. I wonder if they've got like lactose in it. Anyway, smells good. Let's hope it lives up to the smell and it tastes delicious. Cheers. Yeah. Takes a lot for a low ABV stout to impress me. I think they've really got to have good punchy, like roasty flavour, and still try and have that bit of body to them. This one's got both those qualities. It's got that like espresso, almost like espresso martini without the spirit. Yeah, you get some like lovely bitterness on the finish. Earthy. Yeah, sort of as I said, it's sort of like a berry note from the coffee. Oh, I'm quite enjoying this beer. It'll probably keep me up all night. Venti drip. So I'm assuming I have heard the term venti. Um, I'm assuming it's an Italian word. It sounds like it. Yeah, but not sure exactly what the word means. I've got a feeling it's actually a size they use at Starbucks. They call it venti, but the actual name in Italian means something completely different. Lime boy. Cheers, Dorito. Good to see you, brother. The lime boy has done many, many hours of work this week. He's a very tired boy. I'm just waiting for the Benjamins next week. So yeah, after being in Melbourne all weekend last weekend, and then working 5 12-hour days pretty much, I am fucking exhausted. The worst thing is that it's Arvo shift. If you went to work early in the morning and come home sort of like tea time, it's not so bad, but when you start at lunchtime and then you're coming home at fucking 1 in the morning and that, it's like so bad. By the time I get to bed, I wake up and then I got to go to fucking work again. Oi, oi, oi. One thing I do like with my new role is, yeah, it's like a bit more physical. So it's like, it's less mental, more physical, and I'm not having to like, I can sort of step back a bit. I'm not running the show and having to fucking babysit people, and so that's good in a way. At least I can sort of, I am learning a lot of new skills, which is good, and it's something that will definitely look good on the resume if I am to go for other work. Work is wonderful. Yes. I was listening when I was walking home tonight, like obviously because it's around midnight. I was walking home and it's like real dark and eerie because it's like foggy and stuff. And I had some metal blasting in my headphones. And I went, I went down this alleyway, and there was this like junky looking fella, and I don't know if he scared me more or I scared him. It's pretty funny. Cheers, Bumpy. Good to see you, brother. Miss having a beer with you, dude. That's why I wrote that message to you the other day. I'm like, fucking, it's so shit not seeing you guys anymore. I've done like fucking, yeah, 5 12-hour days this week, Bumpy. I'm fucking exhausted, mate. I just can't wait for that paycheck next week. Yeah, I'm in like this new role I'm in. When we do afternoons, I'll rock up at lunchtime, and you never know what time you're going to go home. So it sucks. And yeah, because I'm not doing overnights anymore, it's like I'm always at work when you guys are doing shit, or I'm just about to go to work. So I feel like the days of us having beers together and being able to go on beer man shows and stuff, it's only going to probably happen now if I'm on holidays, which sucks. Cheers, Craig. Good to see you, brother. What's on for this weekend? Any festivals or bottle shares? Yep. Yeah, this time sucks for like most people. There might be some UK people that might want to drink at this time, but it's certainly too early for Americans. But yeah, I'm on a Japanese craft beer at the moment. It's actually pretty good. It's just a low ABV stout, 6%, coffee stout called VENTI Drip. And it's like quite roasty. It's got a bit of body to it. It's like sort of smooth and creamy. Almost like it reminds me of a cold drip coffee. And yeah, I'm still considering going to the city tomorrow, even though I'm absolutely fucked. Yeah. Yeah, I want to lay low for the next few weekends because I'm obviously going to Sydney for that big concert, and I'm probably going to do some beer stuff while I'm there, and then I'm catching up with Adam the week after. But yeah, this weekend because Pint of Origin's still going in Melbourne, I sort of still want to go down there. I can, even if I don't do it tomorrow, I could still maybe go on Sunday. I was just really hoping because the mate that I went to an event with last week, he was real keen to do some stuff, and I could have stayed at his house, and then we could have kicked on for a lot longer instead of me traveling down and back in the day. That's the thing that turns me off. I just can't be fucked traveling like hours there and hours back in the day, and then only getting to probably go to two places because I don't have enough time. And I don't want what happened last week to happen again. Cheers, Josh. One beer that this reminds me of, brother, is that Reeve from Parish that we enjoy. It's got that same coffee goodness, like just a solid low ABV stout with like really nice coffee. Yeah, from what I've had from out of Japan, I think I like Vertau. I like West Coast Brewing. I like Teenage Brewing. They're probably the top three I've had. I have actually had quite a few in the last couple of years. Teenage Brewing try a lot of real outrageous stuff, which is pretty cool. Cheers, Adam. I've got a range Verdant beer aside for you, dude. I bought a 4 pack, so I'm like, I'm def. when it come out, I'm like, I'm definitely wanting a couple of these, and I want Adam to try one. So that's another addition to your collection. It's a bright green can, and I think it's called like Hello Bruce or something like that. Cheers, Lady G. I actually thought of you the other day, Lady G. I was I was in my local Aldi store, and there was this like it was like a cushion, and it had a print on it that reminded me so much of like your photo on your logo picture. I was like, is that Lady G? I should. I think it was only cheap too. I should have just bought it, and like it would have been a funny item to hold up on the camera. Me and Lady G hanging out having beers. Yeah, I don't think I'm at that sort of limit anyway. Like I've probably got about 7 or 8 so far. So I don't think we'll. I've went more quality than quantity. That's for sure. The only thing is yeah, Ram. I don't think I could get a can of Ramjet. I could only get a bottle. So I think with that one, we might just share it when we catch up. But yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm still waiting on Mountain Culture to bring out some of the stuff that I want them to just before you get him. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Speaking of that, I need to organise. I still haven't put in for that time off. Apparent we've got a guy at work that's lazy as fuck and takes time off, like takes sickies every week. I don't know how he gets away with it. He definitely wouldn't have any sick leave left. Um, he's just that new generation where they only want to do a couple of days a week and then they take sickies all the time. Anyway, he's went into management and said he wants all this time off because he's going to Sydney in June and all this shit. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Because that's like the week where I want to go to Sydney and, yeah, and hang out in Melbourne and that. I want that week off. So, anyway, yeah, so he's sort of put a dint in that. And then another guy that's actually a really good worker, he's just an older fella. He did his knee at work last week. So, we're already down like 2 staff in the coming weeks, so it's going to be fucked trying to get time off. It'll be one of those things, though. If they don't give it to me, I'll just take it off anyway. I've worked for this company for 10 years. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Oh, you got to do the Harbour Bridge walk thing. I think if you are, you probably need to get onto that because I think you got to do it in advance. In saying that, though, like it might not be as bad as what it used to be, but I know that yeah, you used to have to book a fair bit in advance because it was such a popular thing, and they can only have a certain amount of people at a time. I'll help you out with that, brother. There's actually one. There's a bar in Footscray that I'd love to take you to Footscray used to be rough as fuck, and now it's like real trendy. And there's a really awesome craft bar slash bottle shop. That's where the UK beers were last week. It's right in the heart of Footscray Mall. And Footscray's like, even though it's trendy and that now, it's still a little sketchy at night. And anyway, it's got to that stage. There's a lot of like African gang stuff, but now they have these big South Sudanese security guards just like parole in the streets. It's pretty cool. See, I love all that shit. Like I don't know. It's like I don't let stuff like that worry me. I'm just sitting there sipping on a Verdant beer, and there's all this commotion going on. Fuck, I missed some comments. Yeah. Cheers, Brett. Good to see you, brother. It's been a while. Small batch brewing and a hop farm. It's in Mudgee, a few hours west of Sydney. Nah, dude. Some of those farms are fucking awesome. There's one in Melbourne called, I think it's Devil Bend. And during Oktoberfest, they brought out a box of lagers. And I'd never heard of these guys before. Anyway, I got their little box of lagers just to check them out. And yeah, I was pumped. Like, really old school, good quality, like German lagers. And yeah, all the ingredients are like from their farm. So it's probably a similar sort of setup. Yeah, it's probably the sort of place like most people would just go there and drink, and they don't really like distribute. They probably do like wine and food and whatever else. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Oh, I meant to get back to you too, dude, about it was you, wasn't it? It was yeah, me and you were talking about the bracket beers. So I hadn't ordered them yet. I probably still will. I was just a bit short for cash because I put in some other orders and last week being in Melbourne and stuff. I did happen to run into, I think it was two of their West Coast IPAs when I was in Melbourne. So I grabbed both of them. But yeah, I want to get some of their hazies as well, the ones that you described. I'll get at least one or two of them. The actual Westies sounded real good, so they just didn't have it. They only had, when I was in the bottle shop, they had two of their Westies and a lager, I think. Cool. That sounds good. Obviously, decent weather there. Geez, this can's big. I feel like I've been like tucking into it for ages, and it's still like feels like it's half full. What's the millage? 510 mil. It feels like it's 600. I like it. One thing that was awesome too is normally if you get craft beer in Australia and it's from another country, it's expensive as fuck. But this bar called Benchwarmer in North Melbourne, the guy in there has a heap of Japanese contacts, and he was selling this for like, I mean, it'll sound dear to foreigners, but he was selling this for $10, and normally a beer like this is way more expensive here. I just thought that was pretty cool. Like if you got an Aussie coffee stout by a good craft brewery, it'd be more than $10. Ooh, yes. Cheers, Brett. Cheers, Adam. That's the last of it. But yeah, it's good. I felt like I got sort of 2 full glass pours and then another half. I didn't want to pronounce the area of Japan where West Coast Brewing's from because I thought I'll butcher it. It's spelt Shizuoka. But yeah, it's sort of pretty cool can artwork. That's their logo. So it's a very like American name, even though it's a Japanese craft brewery. It's like, oh yeah, I got a beer from West Coast Brewing. Everyone would just think it's like a Californian brewery. 22. And you're down on the coast, aren't you, dude? Cheers, Viking. Good to see you, brother. I been watching quite a bit of your stuff lately. I see you've gone back to fucking the devil. What are they called? Beer 50 something after you slammed him. You can definitely tell it's at a time that suits the English folk. Yeah, fucking oath it is. But yeah, when I grabbed the can, it looked like it was about 600 mil. I remember saying to the dude behind the counter, I'm like, is it really that price for this size can from Japan? Like the owner himself's probably Japanese. The I mean the bar's called Bench Warmer, but it's like very Japanesey, like themed like with their food and the I don't know, just certain sort of things there. It's got that sort of sporty, obviously with bench warmer. It's got a slightly sporty vibe, but more Japanese. It'd actually be another cool place to, because we wouldn't be too far from there, Adam. So that could be another place we could possibly go. Cheers, Jack man. Good to see you, brother. They had in one of my favourite bars, Jagman, they had the new putty. I was like, I so want to get it and just slam it. But because Adam's obviously bringing it over for me, that and the bigger version, I'm like, nah, I'll just hold off and save it. The way Adam's probably had it stored and bring it over, it's probably in a lot better nick than coming to Australia. It's probably been stuck in some fucking hot storeroom in like Malaysia or something on the way here. Now I can't remember what the name of. I think Tree Line was one of them. I definitely got 2 West Coast though. I remember you saying you didn't think much of the Westie, but then I was like, I couldn't really remember if you're a big West Coast fan or not. Whereas I obviously absolutely adore my West Coast. Cheers, Disco. Yeah, boy. Another brewery I come across the other day had a beer with disco in it, and it had like the hop plant had like a suit on, and he was doing like the fucking Johnny Travolta. It was pretty funny. I just can't remember what brewery it was. If I can track it down, I will show you a photo. Cheers, Phil. Good to see you again, mate. Beer 52, that's it. I just love how like people will get these beers on Beer 52 and it'll be like, oh, this one's got vanilla and fucking cacao nibs and all this shit and getting excited. And you just know it's going to be a shit beer because it's Beer 52 and it's cheap. And, and then, what do you know? This beer's very mellow. It's shit. It's like surprise, surprise. Yeah, the fact that you got it cheap and it's from like a region of the world where you probably haven't had a lot of stuff. And yeah, what you were saying about Garden Brewery, I feel like they did have hype, but not anymore. I think they're one of those breweries that have sort of faded away big time. Um, One of their main brewers is actually a head brewer in a brewery here in Sydney, and they're fucking unreal. So I wouldn't be surprised if when he left them, they just haven't been the same. He was probably like their main brewer when they were good, and yeah, I've had quite a few garden breweries back in the day, and then now, and yeah, they're not what they used to be. Yeah, that's it. Putty and putsy. Oh well, as long as they're tasty. No, you got to put a T on the front. TUVAR. Fucking oath. Yeah, sadly, we didn't see with the UK beers. Normally, the influx we get with Pint of Origin going on in Good Beer Week and that. Normally, we get some track and some Daya, but we didn't get them this year. Bit of a shame. We got heaps of Cloudwater. I've noticed quite a few bottle shops around Melbourne have got Cloudwater beers now. A little bit of Verdant, and yeah, quite a bit of yeah, that mall, which is pretty random. I've seen quite a few bars, bottle shops now with more brewing. And yeah, Vault City. But yeah, no, it was good last year because we got quite a bit of Track and Verdant and Rivington. But yeah, only sort of Verdant out of those three. Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah, I just can't remember what the other one was called. Actually, I might be able to look it up. It's still in my shop. I got it from a bottle shop called Otter's Promise, I think. How the fuck do I look up previous? Not sure. Tree Line's one of them. I just can't remember what the other one's called. In craft beer world, though, that's relatively cheap. Surely. Yes. He's just got a pair of boardies and a singlet. That's all he's gonna wear the whole time, just because he wants to bring these beers out. There must be so many people that sign up with them just to get like some awesome deal up front and then fuck them off. Yeah. No, well, as I said, I had some garden brewery beers in the early days, and yeah, they were really good. Even like this, like they had big stouts and stuff, and what I've had from them lately, very ordinary. When it comes to a lot of beers these days, I wouldn't take much notice of what Simon says. He drinks a lot of shit. Most of the good stuff he gets, he'll get sent to him from like fucking Australia or something. Yeah, I have heard sort of mixed opinions about them of late. Cheers, Ghost. Long time no see, you filthy mongrel. Hello, that's all right. Yeah, one thing that was a bit sketchy today, because I didn't get home till fucking after midnight. The big box of range I bought, it was like 8 birthday beers, a glass, and the 4 pack of the Verdant collaboration. So it was a fair bit of value to it. It was in a box and it was left on my front porch. And because I wasn't home, like till fucking, yeah, like after midnight, I'm lucky it was still there. Because, yeah, my front porch is very close to the footpath. And yeah, that's probably a good thing it's winter and it gets dark real early. Otherwise, if it was just sitting there late at night on summer's night, I reckon someone would have just opened the gate and went, "Yep, you're coming with me." Craig, it's a trap. Yeah. Yeah, well, that smoky one I had from him, I didn't mind it just because it was like different. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was just the fact it was smoky and a dark ale. I was like, I want to try it. Yep. Is anyone actually cracking a beer now? Because there's always that possibility that I could. kick on for an hour or so. Yeah, that's the thing with some subscriptions. It doesn't matter what it is, but easy as fuck to sign up and then a pain in the ass to get out of. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say I think his knowledge of beer is pretty average. I don't know. I don't value what he has to say about beer. Like, seems like a decent dude, but just the fact that he's sort of known as the main beer reviewer, but I think his knowledge is pretty average. I reckon there's people out there that know way more than what he does. Sounds good, Phil. I haven't had any like of those style beers for a while. It's something I need to get back into. Next time I go to one of the superstores in like Geelong or Melbourne, I should grab a few of those like Belgian style beers because you always see them there. Yeah, no, he drinks. I've called like I'm not going to say I've called him out. I've commented on his posts when he like pays out on craft beer because he'll drink some shit supermarket beer worth £2 and just slay on it and go saying it's shit and craft beer's going downhill and that. So I always comment, well, you're buying trash. Like, buy the real stuff and stop slamming craft beer because there's plenty of good craft breweries out there. Just, I don't know, just some of his opinions and that, it fucking winds me up. He's drinking trash craft beer. It's like, no wonder it's shit. Go to a real store or go to direct to a brewery and try the decent stuff. Yeah, games like that'd be cool. Geez, I wish I had a local brewery. At some stage in my life, I need to live near a brewery that I can call my own. Yeah, yeah, I'll be fucked probably by then, Bumpy. It's 1 in the morning. See what happens. All the gear. Yeah. Yeah, if I end up I'll end up I think I'll just order directly through 'em. I feel like though if I've got enough time I wouldn't mind going to Bracket when I go to Sydney. Bracket, Future, maybe the Mountain Culture Wildflower venue. Um, even I wouldn't mind going to White Bay again. The White Bay venue wasn't anything special. It's just like a real big industrial sort of family oriented sort of setup. Like it, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan, but like I love the brewery and I love the beers. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Magic Rock. Remember having them in the early days. Oh, God. Maybe they do. It's a funny name. It's not a bad city, Geelong. It does have a bit of a sketchy side to it, but I mean, most cities do. Good place to live if you want to live somewhere that's got it all, but not. It's not like a capital city. And it's close to like some good beaches, and I'm starting to get cold. Woo. Oh, that sounds awesome. Plum porter to make gravy, but don't like drinking it. Raggy made a whole load of it. Yeah. Raggy's plum porter probably had about 50 kilos of sugar in it. Yeah, kicks. Fuck yeah. I don't know where half these places are though. Like, what suburb is the new bracket in? And yeah, where's is future? Actually, is future near like One Drop and Slow Lane somewhere? Uh, See, when I did the Sydney beer scene, obviously the Marrickville area is fucking unreal because everything's real close. But a lot of the breweries I really, really wanted to check out were all in like completely different areas. It's a bit like Melbourne. Oh, really? What, so future? I mean, is it Kicks, Bracket, and Wildflower all in the same area? So Bracket are in that area, like, I'm gonna have to look it up because yeah, I haven't organised accommodation yet either, so I could possibly stay. I don't know. I sort of want to when I go to the Parkway gig, I sort of want to stay near the harbour for that, just because like it's a black tie event, so I'll be dressed up and stuff, and it'd just be good to be close to where I'm staying. Um, but yeah, when I go do the breweries and shit, it'd be good to be close to them. I don't know. Any suggestions? Or would it be just easier to just stay in the city and you could easily get to those venues? Yeah, cool. Have to keep in touch. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Because yeah, that area is unreal. I I don't know why. I really liked. I thought Grifter was a pretty good venue, and Filter. I thought Filter was pretty cool. Just the I don't know, just the vibes of the place and the pizza and that was really good. Um, I didn't really think too much of that. Is it Willie the Boatman or whatever it's called? The funny thing was, is our prime minister was actually there just before he was prime minister. He was having a drink, and me and my mate were there, and he's like just sitting behind us with his son. My mate like must be a massive like Polly fan or a Labor fan or whatever, and he's getting so excited. I'm like, who cares? He's like, oh, that's Albo. He's going to be our next prime minister. I think I've only ever had one or two plum dark beers, and they were fucking unreal. Snap. Yeah, well, isn't it a joint venture? Isn't it a wildflower and mountain culture bar? Or is that a different venue again? I'm sure there's a venue where it's both of them together because I remember them promoting it. Yeah, I've had Wander Beyond. I reckon I've had a few beers from them. Have they got like some sort of like triangular logo? Yes. Back to the beer. Bit of a sidetracked beer review, this one. The joys of going live. Cheers. I'm carrying the torch for Raggy because he doesn't do it anymore. Raggy used to do multiple beers, so I do occasionally. It is fun when you've got like a little series of beers. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Cheers, Craig. Say g'day to her for me. She'll probably laugh. I should send her a video just of me talking silly Aussie stuff. I don't know if I've seen a Simpsons Aussie episode. Yeah. Yeah. I had a beer once from Wildflower that, oh, I've had quite a few from them that have blown my mind. But one in particular, it was a wild ale, like a golden color, I think. So it had like, it was almost like white wine character with some citrus. But the grapes they used were damaged during the bushfires. So they had like a real, like, smoky, woody character to them. And I just thought that's fucking unreal. So what they were doing was they knew they could still salvage these grapes by making a beer that was slightly smoky. Otherwise, they were just going to get thrown out. Like the wineries couldn't use them. And yeah, like actually, like it really worked. And I was like, that's so cool that they've been able to utilize these fucking bushfire affected grapes and make like a real awesome beer out of it. I don't know if I still have the bottle, but I just remember being very impressed and like I wish they still had more. I'm pretty sure it was only like limited. So yeah, if you ever come across bushfire affected grapes, maybe even hops, like it could actually still work. Nah, this is the rugby league team in Australia called the Cronulla Shark. It's sort of my second team. I'm a Melbourne Storm fan, obviously because I'm Victorian. But as a kid growing up, I was always a Sharkies fan. Um, a lot of my family members are Queenslanders, so I went for New South Wales in the Origin and the Sharks just to wind them up. And then as I got older, Melbourne never had a team, and then obviously they brought in a team, and because I'm patriotic, I'm like, oh well, I've got to go for the local team. So yeah, I still have a soft spot for the Sharks. It's almost like a barrack for two teams, but yeah, I'm not one of those people though that it's like I can't stand when you like. There's a person on YouTube in every sport he barracks for two teams. It's like you got to pick one, stick with one, and roll with it. Oh, yeah. I've probably seen like highlights from it or something, but just not the full episode. Rugby, rugby league. You guys have rugby where you are, don't you? When you got big burly blokes just storming at each other and passing it off, trying to get up the other end of the field. We do have our own version of football here, though. Australian rules, the greatest game in the land. And that is similar to Gaelic football, but a lot more physical. And I barrack for Melbourne in that as well, the Mighty Demons, but they're not playing too well this year. My main sports teams I follow Melbourne in AFL, Melbourne in NRL, Minnesota in NFL, Maple Leafs in NHL. NBA, I don't really have a team. I tend to like players, and then because players fucking move all the time in NBA, it's like hard for me to find a team or stick with a team. In football, English Premier League, always been Liverpool since I was a kid. Um, Bayern Munich, Germany. I don't really have a Spanish team, maybe Barca, and then Italian Inter Milan, Australian League Melbourne Victory, but I don't really follow it. Nah, I know you can get the beer here now in Australia. I thought that's pretty cool. Cheers, Stewie. 4.7. Oh, man. Yeah. So yeah, we have league and union here. I prefer league. I think locally I prefer league, but on international union's good because it's like pretty popular. In rugby league, I feel like the Aussies just smash everyone, whereas in union it's more like the All Blacks and Australia and England and the Springboks and that are all pretty decent. Sort of taking turns of the glory. Ugh. It's pretty cold. Well, it is like fucking 1:22 a.m. So yeah, but it got it got pretty wet and cold tonight, and it got dark really early. But all in all, I think the last few weeks, considering it's coming into winter, it's actually been pretty good weather. Like it's still been nice and sunny. Yeah, I just like it when it's more fast paced and oh, cool. I heard Arsenal were coming out here for like a exhibition thing. Oh yeah, 30s. Yeah, fuck yeah. Rockets were unreal, man. Yeah, it's like just going for threes all the time. I got real annoyed with the NBA too, with all that bloody political woke shit they had a few years ago. I don't want that shit in sport. It's like you don't want to think about politics when you're watching sports. Like fuck it off. Yeah, obviously growing up, like huge fan of Jordan and Pippen and love the Bulls, but like everyone did, like it was that sort of thing. Yeah, it's just been hard to see, like Paddy Mills being an Aussie and like a half decent player and that. Like if he just stuck at a club, like if he just stayed at the Spurs, I probably would have stayed barracking for the Spurs. But then he like fucks off to other teams. Yeah, I don't know who my. There are some players I definitely enjoy watching these days, but I don't really have a favourite at the moment. Yeah, yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I know Liverpool have done the G in the past, and there was like fucking 90,000 people there. It was so good. Only reason I didn't go because it was on a weeknight. I regretted it ever since. So I remember how fucking good it looked on TV. It was sort of during the days of I can't remember the team like who we had out here. I don't know if it was like, but it was around that era of like Fernando Torres. So good. Would have been awesome if it was Steven Gerrard. Yeah, that's cool. They'll get big crowds too. I think all this yawning is a sign that I need to. I don't know. I'm keen for another beer. But yeah, I should at least score this beer while I'm still going. Good old West Coast Brewing, a VENTI drip, 6% coffee stout. I'm going to go as far as to say it has been one of the most enjoyable lower ABV stouts I've had in a long time. I'm quite impressed. I do have a Banks American Stout. It's meant to be slightly charry and roasty. I've got that in the fridge, so at least there's a bit of competition there. But yeah, I mean, it's not an imperial, it's not barrel aged, so it's not going to be big numbers. I would say around the 4.3 mark. I quite enjoy it. I think that's a pretty good score for a low ABV coffee stout. And yeah, as I said, I've had quite a bit from West Coast. I have had some hazies, some lagers, some westies, maybe a sour. I had a barrel aged, I think it was a barrel aged stout barley wine blend from a Japanese brewery, but it was one that I can't remember the name of. I remember the venue was this new bar in like the Fitzroy area on Brunswick Street. And it had all this street art and that. It was sick as, but I just can't remember the name of the brewery. I just remember thinking this tastes like it's from an American brewery or something. It doesn't, yeah, like it. I just didn't expect it from a Japanese brewery. Yeah, you weren't too far off. Cool. Yeah, I really want to try kernels, but I'll just have to wait until I go to the country and visit the establishment. Cheers, Disco. Enjoy your brewery sesh, whether it be work, play, or both. Yeah, you don't see much of Rasco these days. He's still around, but I think he's part of some sort of beer. Is it like a beer judging panel or something? Some sort of beer society. I think he's still been making appearances at the festivals and shit. Normally gets pretty messed up. Nah. If it was a Colonel standalone brewery beer, yes, but no. Because it's just a lot of times with collabs, it'll just be a beer from that brewery, but it just happens to have another brewery's name, and you just like a taste. Oh, if I want to, my first experience with Colonel, I want it to be an actual Colonel beer brewed at Colonel, not with anyone else. Yeah, I've always spelled it right. It was cool when you and Phil were having a sesh together. Yes. What to do next, boys and girls? Should I grab another beer and do another review? Should I go to bed? Or should I do a hangout for like an hour and just drink some cheap beers? I'm going to be about on the weekend anyway, so yeah, not worth it. Would have been unreal if it was something you could have got like, I don't know, that week. Yeah, I'm tempted. Very tempted. No, I don't work. It's Friday night, dude. So certainly not bad for my job because I've finished for the week. It's just it's 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and contemplating going to Melbourne tomorrow. So that's the only thing that I'm sort of concerned about, and the fact that yeah, like I'm fucking exhausted. Yeah, fuck it. I'll get something else out of the fridge and I'll do another one. So we can sort of kick on for a little longer, shall we? Um, hmm, maybe give us a couple of styles and I'll see if I can find something. I can't promise it, but maybe if I get a few people say the same thing, I might be able to deliver. Obviously, I don't really want another stout. But yeah, that was pretty good. The old venti drip. Oh, if I had one, I'd be keen. Oh, back to Cali. Back to Cali would be an awesome beer to get fresh for Adam. That is a fucking banging beer. It's like proper Westy. I've got the double red IPA, Matt. I've got that for Adam. I know he's gonna love that. It's a fucking awesome red IPA. Red IPA with huge Westy vibes. I just hope it still drinks okay. It's only going to be a couple of months done, so I think it'll still drink good. Yes, I will have a barley wine soon. Anyway, I think I might just go do a lucky dip, see what I come up with. But yeah, I'll try and make it sort of obviously different to what I just had. Might even be a brewery that you don't see very often or something. I'll just see what I can find. But yeah, look out for another review slash hangout in we'll say about 10 minutes time. So follow me there. Cheers, peeps. I'll be back soon. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, the red's unreal. I know Adam's gonna love it because I just know when he drinks that sort of style, he gets excited. So I'm like, that's one of the first beers I'm gonna get him. Mountain Culture's infamous double red IPA. Anyway, I'll be back shortly, guys. See you soon.